Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I want to say thank you, and thank you for making the Burmis Brigade a reality, allowing me to grow in a rapid fashion and bring the truth to as many people as possible. Thank you so much. And in this broadcast, we're going to be taking your questions, so get them in right now. We'll try to get through as many as I can. And as always, I will be taking all super chats as long as they come up in my feed, but you'll see what I mean every once in a while. We get a little far along and not far enough, and I skip over them by mistake. If that happens, I do apologize. But before we get to the thank yous, and I'm going to be thanking a lot of the people that have supported me in my GoFundMe in the last couple of months, not just this month, but I didn't do one for month 3, a thank you. So I'm definitely going to be shouting out to all of you guys. Amy Dye already with a super chat saying congratulations, my friend, and I want to say thank you. And she says you deserve all the success. Your reporting is phenomenal, and that really, thank you. I'm trying here. I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can. So let's just get through the headlines, and then we're going to get to the questions and the thanks. I think it's important that I reiterate that Conor McGregor has now been charged with yet another sexual assault this Friday, or accused, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say charged, I don't want to misspeak, accused of another sexual assault this Friday, and the media has completely ignored it. Meanwhile, in Syria, okay, let's see if I can go over here to Syria really quickly. I want to point out that the media is not going to show you that there are many people in the northern cities of Kamalshi and Hasaka that are welcoming the arrival of the Syrian military, Assad's Syrian military. Why? Well, they don't want to be killed. But again, nobody wants you to know that there are people that are actually pro-Assad in that country, and they want you to believe that he's just this brutal dictator and we need to be in there. And that's why there's retired generals now saying things like, this is a 4-star Marine general, that Trump has blood on his hands. As if George W. Bush doesn't have much more blood on his hands. Barack Obama doesn't have much more blood on his hands. And that's not exonerating Trump for his foreign policy decisions, but exiting Syria was not a negative one. And then let's get to Chelsea Clinton before we get to the questions, guys. And I had to do this story because I couldn't believe the headline because it's so ridiculous. Awkward! Chelsea Clinton emphatically states a person with a beard and a penis can absolutely identify as a woman, while Mom Hillary shuffles and looks conflicted as she blames generational differences for not being as open to trans rights. Oh, and here's the thing, guys. I just want everybody to know, trans people have every right you and I do, or anybody else does, okay? You can identify as a squash if you want to. I don't have to acknowledge that, but you certainly have no less constitutional rights than I do. You get to vote. You get the chance to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you're battling the same oppressive, demonstrative military, media, industrial complex technopoly that I am, no matter how you identify sexually. Putting that out there. But hey, Hillary Clinton and her daughter, Chelsea Clinton, who is clearly not the biological daughter of Bill Clinton, and probably the biological daughter of Webb Hubble. Totally different program, but you can look that up yourself. Webb Hubble is probably Chelsea Clinton's father. And they're on some kind of weird tour together where, you can see, I'm going to mute this, but you can see them on The View, spouting nonsense and being interviewed all over the place. I think this is the move to try to push her into the political arena, not just talking within the next 4 to 5 years in some respect. I do already got a super chat, so before I go to the thank yous, we're definitely going to go to that chat really quickly. It's a $10 super chat from Choppy Tooth. Are you and Luke Radowski not talking terms anymore? What happened? Would you ever go on the Joe Rogan podcast? Of course I would go on the Joe Rogan podcast. I actually got an invite 10 years ago and didn't go on because I wasn't out in California and I couldn't get out there. So, hey, if anybody's on the inside, you think you can get me on the Joe Rogan podcast, I don't know that he would have me on. I am a little bit dangerous. But I have met Joe, and when we did meet, He was extremely nice. He was also in the InfoWars office a couple times. And as far as Luke and I, Luke's not talking to me. I don't know what else to say. I'm not trying to bring drama to the situation. But, I guess he really was just not happy with the departure on any level. And I don't know what else to say. I'm a hard worker. I'm putting out 3 to 7 videos a day. I'm not trying to start any drama. I wish him the best. But you got to just keep pushing forward. You can't play the blame game and the feel sorry for me game all the time and, talk about how the algorithm is screwing you and not come up with real solutions. You have to get around those things. Every single one of my videos on this channel is demonetized out of the gates, and I'm pushing through, and you've got to be able to push through. So, look, I love Luke, and I love what We Are Change does, and I hope that he comes around. I'd have him on this broadcast tomorrow if he asked. That would be without a question. Another super chat. Robert Marley says, congratulations, my friends. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm really proud that I was able to do this, again, by pushing forward and having the drive that other people, I feel, do not have, and doing things on a consistent basis that other people are not doing, and talking about things that other people are refusing to talk about. Wow, another super chat. Thank you guys so much. Flick off, Gratz, man. Did you ever listen to my song recommendations? Just wondering. Laugh a lot. I haven't. Brother, just so you know that I'm not blowing you off, I haven't even listened to the new Fear Inoculum record, let alone the first track. I listened to 2 minutes of Fear Inoculum one time, and I'm a huge Tool fan. I've just not gotten around to listening to any kind of new music. I will admit, though, John Fitch, who I'm doing the Mixed Martial Mindset podcast with, and we're going to be live tomorrow at 6, not only talking about this weekend's MMA events, but definitely going in depth on the McGregor situation. He suggested watching Weird Al's spoof of Trapped in the Closet, Trapped in the Drive-Thru. An enjoyable 11 minutes, guys. An enjoyable 11 minutes. Really enjoyed that. So again, get your questions in now. We're going to come back through this. And I'm not just taking super chats. I'm going to try to get to as many as possible. But before we get there, now that we've talked about the news, I've got to say thank you to Sandra McGowan. Drufus, you're awesome, brother. You keep it up. I mean, you're in my chat all the time. David Taylor, Holger Hofke. Let's see. Jesse Schmidt. Love you, Jesse. Thank you so much. You're a longtime supporter. Rob Ramey, Wade Amon. What's he say? Because I don't have the time to dig through so much crap to be properly informed about the most critical issues. So when I have a few bucks, I have to make sure I support one of the best investigative reporters. Has my backing. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Judy Mastrollo, thank you. Patrick Snyder, The Studi, Ellen Woodruff, thank you so much. Cole Bencher, Donna Herrera, Gary Christ, Michael Corberry, Aaron Hall, Ben Taylor, Joe Rooney, Regina Vaughn, Lisa Todd, Patricia Wilmore, Heidi Brenneman, and Patty Pierce. I'm going to come back. I'm going to get to some more people. Thomas McNaughty, thank you so much. Because without you guys, guess what? This broadcast isn't possible. I'm just not able to do it. That's why the donations and stuff are so important, because how else am I supposed to make an honest living and, take care of my family, who I love very much. I know you guys know I love my family. I mean, and I love you guys. We're the part of the human family. That's the thing, man. It's reaching out to people. It's what I talked about with Taylor Hodak the other day, about getting the boots on the ground and talking to people and spending a moment person to person discussing a real issue and not yelling at that person. In this weird right-left trigger society. Let's stop the divide, man. Let's come together. All right, so let's do this. Let's start going through these. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you. Oh, we got another super chat, and the super chats are rolling. Social Observer, Tulsi Gabbard wants Trump impeached. Does that help the country? No, it doesn't. I think I've heard different things on that. I know that she talked about the impeachment inquiry because of the Ukraine. Before I endorse that statement, I've got to do a little bit more research on that. Tulsi Gabbard actually was just at the Jackman brothers' 33rd birthday party. And, they're friends of the show, Eric and Mike Jackman. They do Pints and Politics, it's Politics and Pints over on YouTube. And they've interviewed some really interesting people. Gabbard, Yang, Marianne Williamson, and others. So make sure to go check them out and give them a sub as well. All right, let's keep going. Brian Jones says, F yeah, brah. Congrats. Thank you, Brian Jones, Burmese Brigade. See, it jumps on me, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even see that one. Lee Vanderheiden, thank you so much for that super chat. Oh, we got another one in here too, huh? Did we have another one? No, that was it. Okay. Wait, we did. See? No, that was Chappatooth. All right, I'm trying to get everybody, guys. I apologize. Let's see. Well done, man. His truth should be reaching 35 million all in good time. Hey, we're going, baby. 35K to 40K to 50K to 100K. And look, I don't think they're going to take me off the platform. I have nothing to do with hate speech. I do not call for violence. I don't sit here and lie. I'm not a bigot. So, unfortunately, the things that I discuss sometimes are intense, sometimes are disturbing, but they're based in reality, and that's why we're talking about them here. First thumb, hey, Jason, and all Burmese Brigade 35K strong. Yeah, let's thumbs the video up, guys. Share it with others. Intro always cuts off. You know what? I hope not. Well, it probably comes back when you get there. Congratulations, broho. Congratulations. Great work, Jason. Conor McGregor is a good guy. Mike Tyson on Ariel's ESPN show. I'm not here to shit on Tyson. All right? And I didn't see that. But again, Conor McGregor is not a good guy. First of all, there was another sexual assault allegation prior to the one in December that was the brutal beating, sodomy, and rape in front of people, where allegedly this woman who was 20 years old and a friend of the family had to have a tampon surgically removed from her cervix. And if you watched my video today, the police sources say there is no doubt that this woman went through a horrific ordeal where she was brutally beaten and raped. No doubt. That's no doubt. Okay? None. So I'm sick of rumors or hearsay. That's not what this is about. It's about reality, as uncomfortable as that is. So, please watch my previous videos. I'm the only person that's been covering this at length in the American media whatsoever. New York Times waited till April to give you a watered-down version of what happened, and I'd been telling you since January what happened. A Mama Must, $5. Thank you so much. We really appreciate these super chats. Allegedly, a big piece of shit. MK Ultra McGregor. It's more like Coke Monkey McGregor. Jason, the hardest working guy I know of. Damn, bro. Thank you, Ben Porter. I'm trying. But Andy, I never liked him really. His ego was always as big as that fucking tiger tattoo on his chest. Listen, man, you can have a big ego in sports. That sells tickets. That's fine with me. It ends when you abuse other people. When a guy like Julian Assange is currently in prison and starving and being, tortured basically, psychologically and physically. And then a guy like McGregor walks around the street and is hailed a hero while Assange is a real hero. That's a problem for me. It's the same problem that, all of a sudden ISIS fighters have escaped, as, the media predicted they would. And we've got video of those ISIS fighters escaping within like 12 hours of it happening. But we don't have any video on what happened with Epstein. What does that tell you about reality and what's going on in the world for real? Joe Fusco, he gassed his people. Yes, that's the thing. They say Assad gassed his people, but no, he didn't. Look in the OPCW leaked report where they say that attack in Duma was 100% staged. Drufus, hard bunch of PHNs need to run a train on McGregor for the rest of his life. Listen, man, I don't know. I'm not calling for the torture of anybody. But yes, he should be locked up in a cell so he can't hurt other people, period. Congrats on 35K. Thank you. Seisha Yusha, Mike Tyson, he's Nith. I don't know. Heath, always good when one rape assures us of another is good. Let's just say this about Tyson. At least in the Tyson case, it was kind of a he said, she said, alone in a hotel room. Let me reiterate this. The December sexual assault that McGregor allegedly took place in is not a he said, she said moment. It's not even close. This woman was scared for her life after the fact to even name him. Even name him. It was other people that watched it that made the statements. Again, the police sources said she was brutally beaten and raped and was hospitalized afterwards. Okay? So, whatever went down with Tyson, I'm not necessarily defending that, but it's nowhere near the level of what McGregor has done. Period. Jason, please answer. Have you studied the ancient Anunnaki and fallen angels from the Bible and how they tie to the elite? Yeah, they tie in a place called Imagination Land. And that's not to shit on you, Dan, by the way. I'll say this. Obviously, there's a historical record of the Anunnaki, but just like tablets, just like the Bible, there's no way to prove any of that. And I'm not saying that the Anunnaki didn't exist or did exist. You know, Chris White, who talks about, who did a great job with debunking, I think it's Debunking Ancient Aliens or Ancient Aliens Debunked. It's like a 3.5 hour documentary. And at one point, he starts talking about the Nephilim, right? And this is another one of that sect of fallen angels or, you know, whatever. And that's what they call. And he says, look, maybe they did exist and maybe they're exactly what they say, fallen angels. And as far as bloodlines go, you know, I've read 13 Bloodlines of the Illuminati by Fritz Springemeyer. I think there's good information in there, and I think there's a lot of nonsense in there as well. I stick with documentation and fact. I've been on the planet now 40 years, and I barely can grasp what has went down on this planet in the 40 years I've been alive. We only have video record of what? 110, 120 years max? Not really even that. Like barely that. Photographs. You know, let's be honest, the winners write history, and I'm always hesitant when people are trying to sell you on the super fantastic and try to stick to the facts. I think the subject of the Anunnaki, of ancient civilizations, of lost civilizations, people like Graham Hancock's work, I think it's fascinating, but at the same time, I don't just jump into the mix into shape-shifting lizard people or things like that. All right. This trans bull BS is getting out of hand. Listen, man, like I said, it used to be if you dressed up like a woman and you were a man, or you were a woman and you dressed like a man, you were either a cross-dresser or a transvestite. Fine. It used to be that you were a man into a man or a woman into a woman. You were homosexual, gay, or lesbian, right? And those are all real things. But when you start separating genders, when you start saying it's not, you know, it's an XY chromosome or not, right? Then you've got my problem. That's the problem. Satanists on tour. I don't know what that means. Patty Burris. The only one that deserves extra rights are the disabled. And they have them. Yeah, I totally agree. Hey, Jason, thanks for the great work you do. Glenn Beckham, congrats to help out on the GoFundMe. Have you thought about letting people know about it at the beginning of your videos every now and then? Because a lot of people rarely watch the video till the end. You know, you're not wrong. Look, I hate even having to ask for money, but the way the demonetization goes and the fact that my videos are instantly suppressed to 20 to 40%, actually it's like 20 to 80%. They only get about 20 to 40% of the views that they probably would had they been monetized and promoted by YouTube the whole time. My growth would probably be better. And, you know, I hope to one day get to the point where maybe I don't have to do the GoFundMe anymore. But I got to admit, especially not doing more along the lines of 3 to 5 videos a day and not doing the 5 to 7 that I was, it's already hurt me a lot financially. You know, last month and a half hasn't been as good as the first couple of months. And not that I'm complaining, because you get what you put into it. And that's why I got to keep putting more and more and more into this. And I want to thank you guys for helping me with that. We're going to come back to the questions in a second. I got to say thanks to some other people out here. Thomas McCarty, thank you. Julie Scott, thank you. Obscure Shadow, Glenn Beckham, thank you. See, you donated last month. I really do appreciate it. Ann Lawlin, thank you. Paul Steven, Christopher Bianco, Lucas Tietzen, Garrett Ennis, thank you so much. David Taylor, Cranky Spellman, Ryan Erickson, Donna Garrison, and Alfred Simerson, thank you. Anthony Amber, Christy Mador, LD Nelson, and Simone Anderson, and Gio Coleman, thank you. We're going to come back. We're going to say thank you to more, but let's get to the questions. Keep bringing them in, guys. We're scrolling and rolling. All right, so sorry I didn't have money for the super chat. Dude, it's all right. We're trying to, listen, again, I'm not forcing super chats. I just try to get to all of the super chats on top of everything. And it is much appreciated. Look, I know YouTube takes 30% of my super chats, but it's also another way for them to have an incentive to keep somebody like me on this channel. And YouTube has said this week that there is now more money to be made on yellow or quote-unquote demonetized videos, as there are certain advertisers that are looking for somebody a little edgier, okay? And I don't think I'm very edgy, but apparently when everybody is so goddamn milquetoast on this platform, I might be, okay? Let's see. Congrats, Jason. Dane said, or Dante says you put out amazing content. Thank you, Dana. I can't believe you only have 35K subs. It's about to blow up. Thank you, Dana. I hope so. Archaeologists only identify men and women. Who they identified as isn't even thought of. I like that one. Cut my WRC donation sub this month. Well, I'm sorry. Drufus, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just... Again, I wish Luke the best, and I just feel like you got to just keep driving forward. It's hard out there. There's no doubt about it, but it's not going to get easier. Life never gets easier, so you just kind of got to push forward. Dunkirk, New York supports you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Erica Jill, she's a big supporter. I love Erica. Congrats, Jason. Well-deserved. You do the best. Thank you. I figured you wouldn't. LOL. What's that? Well, I forget. What did you say, Flick? See, I don't know what... Popcorn Willie, thank you for the $20 super chat. See, I almost missed that. And Lee Vanderheim, thank you so much. Let's keep going. Congrats on 35K, brothers. That he jail Hillary. Who's going to... that Trump was going to jail Hillary? I mean, that's the least I'm worried about. Don't get me wrong. The Clintons should both be in prison. Did I ever think they were going there? No. No, I didn't. I hope that they go hard in the paint with these new investigations. I really do. I believe that needs to be done. I want to see that. But, again, the mainstream media is never going to go after Hillary Clinton. Period. Where can we get more info on the McGregor situation? Well, if you watched my video today, every single thing... Listen, guys, all you have to do... A lot of people want me to post all the hyperlinks down there. It's too much. It's too much to go through. You could either Google the headline after the fact while you're watching and hit pause, or the URL is right there. You can literally type in the URL as well. So, are you Wakem? Go check out my videos on. I have an MMA playlist where I have plenty on the McGregor situation. Burmis, are you optimistic or pessimistic for the future of humanity? Well, I'll say this. I want to be more optimistic. I feel like, look, technology is a tool, just like a hammer is a tool, and I say this all the time. Build a house or bash a head. Technology can be used to empower humanity or enslave humanity. And I'm optimistic in the fact that individuals like me are able to broadcast news and information in high definition across the world like that and get it out to a lot of people. That's big. But I'm also pessimistic with the large-scale censorship that we've allowed to happen, not only in this country, but across the world. That's why I did that story on South Park. It was a really important story. And, they followed that up, that China episode up, and I don't know where they're going to go with it, but they did a big vaccine episode. The last episode was about vaccine and quote-unquote autism and side effects and forcibly inoculating your child, and it was tough. I mean... I'm not sure which way they sway. I feel like they're probably pro-vaccine and trying to make fun of anti-vaxxers. But at the end of it, it appears that Cartman's mother supposedly gets a bad shot and becomes not autistic, but artistic. So we'll see where it goes from there. We got another super chat here, and this is from Flickoff. A dude asked 3 times for $1.99. What's the biggest lie Trump has told? You missed them. I just haven't gotten to them, Flick, but I do appreciate that. Like I said, if it doesn't scroll down all the way, it'll probably jump. What's the biggest lie? All right, I'll give you the biggest lie. I'd say that he doesn't know much about the Assange situation. Saying that, allowing the indictments to come when he ran on, have you seen the WikiLeaks? Do you love the WikiLeaks? Love the WikiLeaks. That would be it. So, Flick, thank you. I didn't mean to miss anybody. I want to say that. Let's see. That he'd jail Hillary. Oh, it is that. It is Social Observer. See, I did skip that. I didn't mean to. What's the biggest lie Trump ever told? My bad. So there it is. Where can we get more info on the McGregor? Okay, let's see. Book recommendations. John Doe. I've been reading Area 51 by Annie Jacobson. I think that is an incredible book. I think Barry and the Boys on Barry Seal and the CIA drug smuggling is an incredible book. I think Synthetic Terror by Webster Tarpley is an incredible book. The Franklin Scandal and the Franklin Cover-Up by John DeCamp and Nick Bryant, respectively, are both incredible books. So hopefully those are some good book recommendations for you. Little old me blushing. Oh, thanks, Drufus. You're the man. Wolf PJW. I don't know what that means. Liberty Howell. The Trigger at John Doe. I don't know what that is. I just finished it. Oh, The Trigger. And The Trigger is the new David Icke book, I believe. I should. Yep, it says it right there. I should check that out. Love you, Joe. See, damn it. There was another Social Observer one. I didn't, and I'm not trying to skip anybody. See, there's the Secrets of Truth. We're gonna get to them all. I'm trying, guys. I promise you. See, there's Tulsi Gabbard. All right. See, it jumps on me. All right. Trump's biggest lie, he didn't pay hush money to prostitutes. That's a small lie. That's not a big lie. Who cares? Listen, I'll say it again. I voted for Donald Trump against Hillary Clinton. Now, usually I would vote a third party, but I couldn't vote for Gary Johnson, despite the fact I'd actually interviewed Gary long ago while I was under the InfoWars banner, okay? And let me tell you why. I damn well knew, and everybody damn well knew, that Donald Trump was a gangster. He helped build, if not, was the main driving force in building Atlantic City. Okay, and I discussed this with Mick West. I said, this is a city of casinos, and it had construction in New Jersey away from New York City. If you think that organized crime is not part of the building of casinos, you are extremely, extremely naive. Okay? And let me just bring that one up. For the record, I think he's a compulsive liar, Zionist puppet, for which, well, I mean, he is about as Zionist as a president can get. There's no doubt. But he hasn't been shy about that, Flick. He's as pro-Israel as you could possibly get. I mean, he's not shy about that. Now, prior to me voting for him, I'm not sure that he put that out there, but he certainly didn't deny that. He was always calling him their greatest ally. So number one, he's a gangster, 100%, right? Number two, he's an actor, right? He was in the media for 20 plus years before he had his own reality show. He's comfortable in front of a camera. He had take after take after take after take. So you had a gangster and an actor. 3, he's a misogynist. He was on wife number 3 when we voted for him. I remember when he first cheated on his wife with Marla Maples. He ran beauty pageants. He was never shy about being into multiple women. So all of these flaws that they keep trying to bring against Trump are really minuscule compared to what other people in his position have said and done. I mean, the guy's a saint compared to Bill Clinton. What do you know about the underground tunnel wars going on in California right now? Fake wildfires. I have no idea about any of that, Social Observer. Literally zero. Jason, you got integrity. When's the Red Jug subscriber pizza party? I was just at the Jug before I did this, actually, to be honest. I was over at, we got another super chat too? Or is that one just going over there? Oh, okay. I was over at the Jug, and I basically went and got dinner over at Bombers. Had myself a beer over at the Jug, said hi to some friends, and came over and did this one. Obviously not too many beers. Only had one. Little moderation. And that's the key to life. Moderation, right? Love you, Jason. Love you, Joanna. Tulsi Gabbard wants Trump impeached. Does that help the country? No, it doesn't. But I kind of answered that already, right? Social Observer. And by the way, thank you for the super chats. I subbed to your channel when you had 300 subscribers. That had to be 2007-ish when I first posted the Barry Jennings interview. That was the first thing I ever posted on this, was the Barry Jennings World Trade Center 7 interview. In 2007, the channel was on complete hiatus from 2012 all the way to this year in February. We had less than 5,000 subscribers, and since February, we had 30,000 plus because of you guys. Thank you. I'm going to come back to the chats, keep getting the chats in there. I just got to keep saying thank you to all you people that have been supporting me. So we had Gio Coleman, David Marak, Linda Vaughn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now this month, Patty Wiermers, John Cercao, David Query, David Taylor, again, Drufus. Thank you. I know you're here for the nipple twisting, but there aren't any. Sorry. Tammy Johnson, Gio Coleman again, thank you. Joe Rooney, Sarah Smith, Mortem Tyrannus, Jason Simmard, thank you, Jason. Gregory Batt, Debbie Glidden, Johnny Sharp, Brandy Cooper, James Mansfield, and Rob Ramey, who also donated the last man. Thank you so much. And Susan Imam. I think there's actually more. If I kept going through, not all of these people leave comments. But if I forgot you or I didn't read you, I want to say I'm sorry, and I do appreciate all that you guys have done to help this channel grow and sustain my income while I do this for a living. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue on with the questions. Is this a new one? Okay, no, that was the one. We did take that one. Okay, so let's keep going through. They should have McGregor fight against a heavyweight. I don't want to see him fight ever again. I don't want him making money. The only cage McGregor needs to be in is that of a prison cell, not an MMA cage. Period. Great stuff. You do great work. Keep it up. Thank you. Thumbs up. Burmese Brigade is here to drop some truth bombs. Sup with the merch situation. Now, I have a merch store. I have not launched any of it. And I continue to press YouTube to try to allow me to integrate it into my channel. As soon as I'm able to actually integrate it into my channel and they stop using the excuse that the channel or that the program is still in beta after almost 2 years, is we will have it. I promise you, 100%, we will have it. I don't know when. I wish I did know when, because it could be a significant way for me to continue to make a little bit more money and raise the income. So it's definitely something I'm going to be looking into, Erica, and I appreciate that question. All right, let's continue on. Another super chat from Social Observer. If Q is fake, how did they kill the election virus that prevented Hillary from winning? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like, you don't really believe that Q somehow was the reason that Hillary Clinton lost, do you? Listen, there was a silent majority, and really not a silent majority. I mean, I'm gonna tell it like this. The guy was like a rock star. His Make America Great Again tour, he had more people at these rallies than ever. They tried to ignore it and spin it in the media everywhere. Now let's talk about the silent majority. Wrestling fans that would never vote ever, like ever. They never voted before. They made sure to vote for Trump. Why? Because he was part of the WWF back in the 80s. And he's ran with that. He's a good promoter, man. Q had nothing. I'll say this. The phenomenon of Q may have made more and more fervent supporters, but with or without Q in any way, shape, or form, whatever you believe it is, Trump was winning. Trump was winning. I still believe he won the popular vote. I really do. I really don't think that they want to go and recount all those votes, because the one state where they started a recount, they realized that Trump was gaining votes. And that was the Jill Stein case. Go look that up. He will see the 2 he missed when he scrolls down. Yes, hopefully I will. Bass Fishing Bear. Hey, Jason, been with you for a long haul. Keep up the real journalism. Thank you. New investigation into 9/11 if he got selected. Another huge lie. Yeah, he never said there would be a new investigation. He said, maybe we'll find out who really knocked down the World Trade Center. I don't know what to say to that. I never held out hope. How much does YouTube take off your super chats? I just wanted to support your channel, but I don't want YouTube getting more than $3 per. It is 30%. So again, what can I tell you? The best way to support me, although I do really appreciate the super chats, because again, it gives YouTube an incentive to keep me here, is the GoFundMe. That's why I have it. That's why there's no Patreon or Subscribe Star. All that stuff is kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I understand why people do it, and I understand how it works for people. But I just feel like I'm in a position where I'm not trying to hold anything back from my audience. I don't want to have, something that's just for them or just for a select few. I want my information to be seen by as many people as possible, and that's just kind of how I've always been. And that's why all of my documentary films are free on this channel in the playlist section. All for free, period. Because I want people to watch them and share them. Oh, Robin Wills, no funeral for Epstein. I keep seeing this, and I don't know what kind of mental illness people have that they think that Epstein would get a funeral, or that if he had a funeral, it would be public knowledge. The guy does have a gravestone, right? He's in I think it's a mausoleum casque, and his brother said something about, I believe it's unmarked. And listen, the Epstein case is crazy. Just the fact that he was suicided or committed suicide after being on suicide watch, and there's no camera footage, and the guy wasn't even supposed to be a guard there, and they were gone for hours. Look, that's all bullshit. I don't think they extracted him and that he's still alive. I know that's out there. Look, I understand why people may think that. I know a lot of people are talking about the picture, and that's all bullshit, by the way. The ears and the nose thing, don't fall for that. But what I will say is that, the New York Post, who posted those photographs, also posted well-documented photographs of Ghislaine Maxwell in an In-N-Out burger that have been proven now to have some photoshopping done to them. So, listen, I'm keeping an open mind, but every time I see the no funeral for Epstein still thing or blah, 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 I'm just like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time on that. Never hear these things about McGregor. Very disturbing, and he knows he can keep getting away with it. I don't know how you keep getting away with that. The buck will stop somewhere. You say Trump is a liar, but you won't answer my question. What question? Oh, the lie question. I just told you what I thought the biggest lie was. The Assange thing. The WikiLeaks stuff. There are rumors of Isaac Capsy allegedly on YouTube exposing crazy shit. I haven't seen it, but it's alleged supposed to be in a sauna with... That's garbage, dude. I don't know what... Listen... When you're on a message board, you don't believe everything on the message board. You actually have to do your own research and have your own discernment. Now, I interviewed Isaac Cappy, okay? And you can watch that interview. It's over on the backup channel over at We Are Change, News for a Change right now. It's out there. It's the most extensive interview. If you want to know what Isaac Cappy actually says he knew firsthand, and then what Isaac Cappy just believed, they're different things, and I very much differentiated those things in our interview, and I thought that was important. As far as the sauna video, it predates Cappy. There was no quote-unquote dead man switch. I've yet to see a dead man switch of anybody, by the way. I know that everybody's talking about these dead man switch and blah, blah, blah. What about Epstein's dead man switch? We don't even know these things existed, okay? So, again, I've seen the video of the kids in the sauna. I don't think it has anything to do with Isaac Cappy. You refused to my answer. No, Social Observer, I didn't. I'm sorry. Epstein had a funeral. Besides, is the funeral an important thing for you? Yeah, I already answered that. What happened with McGregor? He's now under investigation, another accuser of sexual assault. But again, in December, there are police sources and plenty of evidence that, again, he brutally beat, raped, and anally sodomized a 20-year-old woman who was a friend of the family in front of people, some who were supposedly Irish gangsters, just so you know. And I'm the only one in the United States that's covered it at any length. It wasn't CNN, it wasn't Fox News, it wasn't MSNBC, it wasn't your correspondents at OAN either, I'll tell you what, InfoWars didn't want to touch it. I went to InfoWars with that. I talked to Rob Dew about it. They ignored me. Just something to think about. Are you associated with Alex Jones? Not really. I mean, I guess I'm always going to have some kind of association with Alex Jones because I was the first person that he ever gave a show to, The Info Warrior. That was me. He did produce Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, and Invisible Empire and New World Order Defined. 3 of my pictures that I wrote and directed. Loose Change, Final Cut, I was also a producer on, not a writer and director, but you get the point. Social. He will see you soon. Just wait. Well, dude, again, I'm not... you're watching me scroll down through. I'm not trying to censor anybody. And if you notice, guys, all these ones that are in italics that are hidden, that's not me. That's YouTube hiding them. I get to see them. I don't moderate anything while I'm actually doing videos. Okay? So there's no conspiracy there, and you're seeing that. It hasn't hit the screen yet. I heard nothing about a funeral. Blah, blah, blah. Allegedly, last seen, no. When he scrolls down, message, fast. Excuse me. Lizzie Fizzy says, archaeology has proved the Bible correct over and over again. Talking about ancient Anunnakas. What is Eric Von Daniken work with? I haven't read any of his books yet. Oh my God. Eric Von Daniken, that's where Ancient Aliens comes from, right? He's the guy. I want to say he started publishing those books in the 70s. He's the dude. People do lie. You're correct. Read Mark Cordova's The Secret and the Truth. Okay. I doubt I'll get to that, but I appreciate that, Social Observer. There is nor much documentaries on the I don't know what that is. Yeah, when I hear Ashtar Command, I'm done. I don't know what that is. I would call sexual appropriation. I don't know what that means. There maybe have been a tribe related to the occult back then called the Anunnaki or something. Aliens are BS, Project Bluebeam, etc. Imagination is fun though, bro. Sometimes it is. Apparently, Mark Drutux want to be released. I don't know what that is. YouTube must be doubling or tripling your money because does not seem like much. I mean, I don't know what that means. I don't think they're doubling or tripling anything. Dutrox from Belgium, that shit was crazy, making sense why they F up the Congo. I don't know anything about that. Send me some information via DMs on Twitter. You deserve to have merch. I agree. Start a membership. Listen, I'm supposedly eligible for membership. So at 30,000, I should be able to have the memberships for you guys. They won't let me have it. It's in beta. Both of them are in beta. I'm eligible for both, and they basically told me this. Just wait. I don't know if when Creator Studio goes out of beta and full mode, right? I don't know whether or not that's going to make a difference. But, if there's anybody here that's internally from YouTube that actually likes my stuff and wants a free voice, let's go. All right, Belgium is weird. What is your red pill story? My red pill story is 9/11, man. And if you've listened to any of my interviews out there, it's a Bin Laden in a urinal moment. Back in the day, and I'm just going to show. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but I was at my old high school, and I saw one of these. Okay? This is what was in the urinal. Right here. And I was pissing on Bin Laden's face in a school of 12-year-olds and up. My middle school / high school was combined. I graduated like 54 kids. And I just thought that was the biggest piece of propaganda that I'd ever experienced in my life. Is I came through like in a time of the Russia scare, and we used to do duck and cover drills, and there was threats of nuclear war, etc. But to actually have an Operation Enduring Freedom urinal with Bin Laden's face on it, and you were peeing on his face, that was a big wake-up moment. Like, I had to know whether or not this guy had done what they said. I thought that was just over the top. Okay? So let's continue. And where the Blaze, Ghislaine Maxwell, Brazil. She said that Abramovich, off the coast. I don't know what any of that means. Dude, you are clueless if you think they won't ban you. I'm not saying that they won't ban me. I'm saying that I haven't broken any of their terms of service. Zero. I've none of it. I'm not a bigot. I'm not a racist. I don't call for violence. I don't preach hate speech. I'm not sitting here lying, making up fantastical claims. So I'm not saying that they won't ban me, Social Observer. I'm saying that I've given them zero reason to ban me according to their own guidelines. Interview Sean Rose. You will get way more subs. I don't know who that is. Who's Sean Rose? Well, guess he won't answer your super chat. Oh, Flick. Again, we got there. So, you know what? Before we get anywhere else, and I'm going to go to the other thing, because maybe I'll be able to come back through. Maybe I won't. I want to make sure that I got all the super chats, because I probably didn't. All right? But maybe I did. Oh, no, there's a couple more by Social Observer. He says, study, and I said, I admire your passion not to grasp the Q potential grift, but it's still more believable than Flat Earth. And then Robert Marley says, what do you think of the Admiral Byrd interviews? Oh, so does anybody out there know who Admiral Byrd is? Admiral Byrd is a really interesting one. Oh, see, that's why I scrolled down. Let's make sure I get all of it there. So yeah, Admiral Byrd is actually a really interesting one. Admiral Byrd is this guy that, hollow earthers start talking about, or that he was out in, I think it was Antarctica. And there's that video. There's video of Antarctica where it's lush and green and not, this icy tundra as people would expect. So listen, I think there's a lot more going on this planet than we are privy to. Remember what they taught us as a kid, right? That there was like the molten core in the planet. I don't know that that's true. We haven't dug into the molten core. We haven't gone down that far. So listen, modern science changes all the time. I think we have a lot to discover just in our own oceans. So yeah, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so let's continue. Hello from Ireland. Stay edgy. Did you do another video about what happened with you? And I've never done a video on what happened with me and Luke. I've just answered the questions anytime anybody said it. Like I said, from the very beginning, it got to a point where I'd already taken a pay cut. I couldn't afford to do so. At the time, I was literally working 48 hours a week for $12 an hour, guys. If you guys need to know. Now, that's not the rate I negotiated in the beginning. I can't live on that. I can't work 6 days a week for $12 an hour, period. And, by the way, at that rate, like I was doing more than 40 hours a week, which is crazy, right? For minimum wage in New York. It's $11.80 minimum wage. So I couldn't do it. Like I have to survive. We all have to ask. We have to survive. So again, dude, you blocked my comments. Again, no one's blocking anybody's comments. Listen, you know how to get the ban hammer here. It's easy to get the ban hammer here. Say something real dumb. It's not hard. All right, so Super Chat's trying to steer the discussion. Money pulls strings. I wouldn't say that they're, doing the discussion, but I'm definitely going to go to them. Anonymous, I see your comments. Don't call yourself anonymous then. Holy shit, my comments aren't showing on Burmis' screen. Really? They're not? We already talked about the merch status. Hey, first timer here. Hey, Juliet. Well, I'm glad you joined us. Fake is real and the rest is conspiracy. Let's see. Social Observer again jumps in. Truth Movement is cross-platforming with ufology. I would recommend reaching out to Jordan Sather for briefing. Sather's one of those guys I probably wouldn't. I have a funny feeling that he knew a lot more about that grift that we were talking about earlier than people let on. There's a lot of evidence out there, connections. For instance, what is it? Microchip. Who is it? Dreamcatcher and Defango and Def Con, and I know Schoenberger and Cicada, and the origins of that. The one they call Dreamcatcher, the guy's actual name, and I'm not going to say his name, but you can find it because he was good enough to give me an interview. He's an admitted liar and shit poster, and he was involved in the Trump campaign. He was somebody who knew Jack Posobiec personally. And if you saw Posobiec's piece exposing the origins of Q, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But please don't take my word for it. Go out there and check it for yourself. And ufology, again, I've been studying UFOs long before I was ever doing this stuff. We're talking about when I was like 9, 10 years old, and the Time Life series, Read the Book, was out there. And all I can tell you is UFOs do exist. I don't know that they are alien. I think the majority of this stuff are black technology that you're seeing. And I discussed that at length with debunker Mick West on his podcast, something Rabbit Hole or whatever. I forget. I can't remember. He's got a book out as well. All right. Congrats again, bro. Thank you so much. Hey, hi, cutie pie. Well, thank you, Nola. I appreciate that. MMA cross-platforming to get stupid idiots on board. That's not why I do it. I do MMA cross-platforming because I actually like MMA. It's the one sport that I watch and I enjoy, and I think that there's something to be said that we all have some kind of an outlet. Now, do I spend a ton of time watching MMA? As far as any other, vacation type thing, no. That's probably it. That's the one sport that I do watch and I do enjoy. It's certainly not my life. I spend much more time doing this stuff, but an hour or two a week, I also crank on some video games and play a little Borderlands 3 right now. I'm nowhere near a lot of the people that bought it on the first day. I bought it on the first day. I played it for like an hour the first day. I think it's a great game, but it's not my life. There's something to be said for breaking down and relaxing, but once that becomes your life and the distraction is your life, that's when you start to get into trouble. Rogan's up for the stream. Welcome, Juliet C. Think you'll like the info and love it. Thanks, Mike Millay, but they aren't howling on Jason or showing on Jason Burmis' screen. Anonymous, yes, they are, man. Swiss makes vaccines. Something, I don't know what that means. Still avoiding. I'm not avoiding anything. Much love, Jason. We appreciate your work. Venezuela, there is a big lie. You're right. There's a good one. That's a good Trump lie, too. You're right. That is a big lie. Secret military technology. You know what? I'm just going to scroll all the way down and make sure I didn't miss any super chats. And we almost got through the whole thing here. right there, guys. Thank you. Now, this was a really good one. I appreciate it. Burmese must be 3 Rogans tall. Listen, Rogan was taller than me. I know he says he's like 5'8", and dude, I met him in 2009, so that's 10 years ago. Maybe he lost an inch or two. Maybe he was in lifts. But I specifically remember just being a little bit shorter than Rogan, and that I was taller than Eddie Bravo. That was it. Okay? So, guys, you know, I said thank you to all of you out there that have supported my GoFundMe. Please, you know, if you're new to the channel, if you actually enjoyed this this Ask Me Anything, we do a lot more here. So thumbs the video up. Check out my channel for videos 3 to 7 times a day. You can ring the bell so you can hopefully join the live chats. But if you just start up here and come back, you'll see there's new material each and every day. I'm a documentary filmmaker. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are all free right here, right now. In fact, if you want to learn something, if you want to take that deep dive into information that's out there, well, it's right here. And it's for free, and I'm encouraging you to do it. We got one more super chat. So would you rather interview Owen than Jordan? Are you talking about Owen Schroyer? Listen, I talk to anybody, okay? I just don't like, I don't like getting into something where I know that there's going to be hostilities and dishonesty, okay? And I certainly don't give platforms to people that attack me. Not that those people have ever attacked me. I'm not saying that. But like in the past, people have tried to goad me into going on shows or having people on that have attacked me. And I'm just like, that's not me. You know, I keep other people that aren't in the mainstream, that don't have political clout, that don't have influence over other people, in my opinion, on a mass level, out of my mouth. Do your own thing. That's what this is all about. You know, listen to everybody. Don't believe anything. Use your own discernment and then decide for yourself. With that being said, guys, I absolutely love every single one of you, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for joining me.